Hi, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so somebody gave me this, and I decided to put this up. Um, Brazil's getting bad, almost probably worse than Venezuela, but they haven't hit the milestones that Venezuela has, best of my knowledge. Brazil's basically has the second worst economy in the entire world. Brazil's urban unemployment rate is at 8.2, which I imagine what America has, probably them beat. But anyways, that in February, with the worsening economy standards as a bleak backdrop to the corruption scandal. And basically, this is just bad, folks. Now, they have been to focus on the urban unemployment rate, but as we know in the United States, that's probably way worse. I mean, 8% is almost probably nearly nothing compared to America, whose numbers are no doubt in the high 20s if you actually do the right math. Of course, this isn't a big surprise. Data in Brazil have been terrible for a while. Retail sales have been collapsing roughly 10% since January, for example. So they're probably the next economy that's getting ready to go on the shitter. January retail sales actually fell 10.3% compared to prior year. And no doubt this is probably very similar to the rest of the world, but I mean, it just seems to be at a rate at this point where there is no recovery and nothing is really being done. So, anyways, folks, the World Bank estimates Brazil's economy will contract by 2.5% this year, and it'd be the worst forecast of any other nation tracked, if not for Brazil's neighbor Venezuela. See, I told you there'd be a Venezuela connection. Venezuela is expected to contract 4.8% in 2016, thanks to the collapse in the oil prices. So I told you, ladies and gentlemen, that they're heading down Venezuela's path. And I told you that. This is why Citigroup left. This is why all the world banks are leaving South America, because they know South America is the meat and potatoes for the collapse that will basically bring down China, the United States, Canada. Canada has literally almost no economy. They're just floating by right now, from what I understand. And, I mean, there's every story about every economy in every country around the world, folks. It's all coming down because everybody wants the banks to be local and no more of this global power conflict threat thing where every time the bankers scratch their ass, they have to move defense companies with bullets to go kill off another indigenous people that they feel they need to, control the outcome of yet another conflict, which is out of control because their intelligence people are in there spiffing up a war zone. Well, that's the way it works, folks. The banks pay the intelligence people to hype up the conflicts, and by that, the intelligence and the law enforcement get contracts by the military and by the police in different areas to engage in war on terrorism, war on drugs, all this other stuff to basically control their domestic and their international policies. And it's all basically bullshit. It always has been and always will be. Don't use their drugs, don't do this, don't do that, and your family won't be involved in it. But remember, the indoctrination systems say you must be, because if not, then we will make you be. And it's the same thing anywhere else, folks. But anyways, I predict Brazil being the next one to fall. And after that, it's just a domino effect. I mean, Iceland probably won't be as nearly as affected. Some are predicting several provinces in Canada might go independent if Canada's economy completely collapses. I don't know how likely that is. Somebody said several provinces in Australia might go independent if Australia's economy collapses. I know several states in the United States have been talking secession for a number of years, Texas being one of them. Alaska thinks that they can go solo. I imagine all the border states pretty much are fucked, but you guys get the idea here, folks. I apologize for the language. I know I've swore on probably 2 or 3 of these videos, and I apologize. So Brazil, second worst economy. They're definitely going to be the next one to go, folks, if not something else. But they're going the route of Venezuela, and there's no up in sight, folks.